Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Was a Smart Prodigy. Remember to get this one to 200 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform and stay in tune for What If Naruto was banished and gathered all of the Jinchurikis. I also post a new episode of What If Naruto is from the two greatest clans over on Anime King, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And later on I'm going to be giving you a new episode of What If Naruto was sent to the Marvel world for you guys to enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, and yeah, remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails.
So the last part we left off, Naruto and Sasuke were still unconscious, as Lee came to help Sakura face off against his own trio. As a phone trio, those who use is ear cannon to hit Lee in his ears, as Lee fell to the ground in pain. But before he could finish Lee off, a kick planted in his face that sent him flying through the forest, as it was from Naruto as Naruto got up. As Sakura was a bit bruised up as well after facing off against Zaku and Kin. As the group then felt the ominous aura, as Sasuke got up and asked her who did this to her. As he then turned attention to Zaku and started to beat the living crap out of Zaku, as he bent his arms and wanted to break them, as those who came back and told them they will give them scroll if they let them live. As Naruto took the scroll and Sasuke asked him if he really gonna let them go, but Naruto held up a ram seal, as there was an explosion that went off as he put a tag on the scroll. Neji and his group then arrived, as Neji said that they could defeat them and take their scroll right now, but Naruto told him that it is 3 on 2 and they will kill them. But he was just bluffing, as Neji took Lee and headed off, as Shikamaru and his team came out as Naruto gave them the earth scroll. As Naruto was just bluffing as he was really tired, they then headed back as they told Sarutobi what happened, as Sarutobi removed the seal from Naruto as he could now talk back to Kurama. As the day finally came, as they were facing off against each other, as the matches went on, at the last, Naruto faced off against Kiba and Ino, as Naruto was easily able to knock out Ino, as Ino didn't even want to fight him as she was crazy over him, as she didn't want to embarrass him or anything if she beat him, or she didn't want to lose to him, so she didn't make up her mind. So he knocked her out and threw her straight up into the stands, where her sensei caught her, as he faced off against Kiba and easily subdued Kiba, as they passed and made it through. As Naruto was going to fight Neji at first, as he told Neji to remember the promise that he made. The time then passed as Kakashi went and trained Sasuke, as Naruto found Jiraiya as peeping through the girl bathtub, as he thought he was his sensei, as Jiraiya looked at the boy, as he already knew who he was, as Jiraiya told him that he knew about his Mokitan and the control over the fox. So they begin their training. The time easily passed as it was time for the final exams, as everyone arrived as Naruto was the first one to fight. As him and Neji started to fight, as Neji revealed his rotation, telling Naruto that he can block everything. But Naruto saw an opening as he slammed his fist under Neji's chin and slammed his fist into Neji's stomach, as Neji hit the wall with so much force, as Neji couldn't understand. He felt like his entire body was broken, like he couldn't move. How was his fist so strong? So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So, what do you say we begin this new episode? Naruto was looking at Neji on the ground. I was planning to beat you with an inch of your life, Naruto said. But Hinata begged me not to. So I have to ask, what is going on with your family? It has clearly got you to think about this fate stuff so hard. And I'm guessing it has to do with past events involving you and Hinata, Naruto asks, as he looked down at Neji. You're correct in your judgment, Senju-san. said Neji as he was still weakened from Naruto attacks. In our family, we are separated in two groups, the main house and the branch house. Those in the branch family are meant to serve the main family with their life. We are even branded to forever bear the mark of a servant. We are given a seal to make sure we serve the main family. You wouldn't know what it's like to have a seal that defines you. As Naruto was shocked to see Neji push himself off the ground. You made a mistake, Neji said. You're in my field. As he took off towards Naruto. 2 palms, he said as he slammed 2 strikes on Naruto. Damn it. 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms, 64 palms. Neji then struck both of his hands in Naruto's stomach as Naruto smashed into the ground and skidded away. It seems like I have prevailed. Not even the famous Senju clan can defeat the Hyugas. Proctor, I suggest you call the match. He won't be getting back up. Is that what you think? Naruto said. As Neji watched in shock as Naruto picked himself up. But this time he was covered in an orange aura of chakra as he stood up. Well, that hurt, Naruto said. As Neji was shocked, he looked completely unfazed by his strikes. Where is this chakra coming from, thought Neji, as he could have sworn he saw it swirl into a fox. Meanwhile, in the finalist box, that's Biju chakra. Is he a Jinchuriki? Thought Temari, as Conqueror and Gaara were thinking the same as well. As Shino and Shikamaru were trying to find out why Naruto's chakra was like that. As Shino sent a few bugs, but they died instantly upon sucking the chakra. What the hell is going on? Sasuke was the most shocked. Naruto, what are you? He said, as he looked at Naruto with his Sharingan. How powerful are you? In the audience, hey, is he really controlling that power? A random Chunin asked. Let's hope so, but it seems like the rumor was true. It seems like he's in control, another ninja said. Naruto, what's that? You never showed that before. Thought Sakura. Naruto-kun. Thought Hinata. As she was still injured from her fight with Neji, as she coughed a bit. Holy hell! I can feel the alpha flying off of Naruto. What the hell is he, Kiba thought, as he could just feel that demanded presence from Naruto, like when an alpha looked at their betas. How strong is he? Back with Naruto and Neji. You shouldn't have let your guard down, kid, said Kurama, as he pushed chakra through Naruto's system to open Naruto points back up. Thanks, Kurama, I owe you one, Naruto said. Though I could have forced it open with my chakra alone, then that would have made me lose a lot of chakra. Regardless, I was careless. I know I show off your chakra. I know I have to answer everyone's questions. Troublesome, he said. What is that chakra? Neji said. Look like I got careless, Naruto said. You shut down my chakra for a second there. Had me not been a Jinchuriki, this fight would have been over. The stadium got quiet. Most of it already knew about Naruto's status of a Jinchuriki though. As Naruto friends were confused, they never heard of the word Jinchuriki before. Jinchuriki? Asked Neji. Jinchuriki, the power of human sacrifice. It's a term that describes the one that contained the Biju. To name a Biju, let's go with the Kyuubi, Naruto said. What? Neji said, but it was said that the fort killed the Kyuubi. How can you be his Jinchuriki? But I'm not, and your fourth Hokage is. Kurama 1. The fourth 0. Suck it, Kurama said. Naruto had to suppress a laugh at Kurama's words, as he explained how. It's impossible to kill a Biju. If the fort managed to kill the Biju, it will just disperse and eventually pop up again. Knowing that, the fort decided it was best to seal the beast away, seal it into a boy. A boy who happened to be born on that day. That boy is me, Naruto said. So don't you ever tell me that I don't understand what it is to have a seal placed on you that don't define who I am. I've been judged since birth over something I have no control over, Naruto said, as he rocketed towards Neji. Too fast, Neji thought, as Neji quickly spin, rotation, but Naruto stopped, Earth style, swamp of the underworld. Neji spinning stopped as a thick swamp appeared under him, as it started to pull him down. What the, said Neji, but he was cut off instantly by Naruto appearing right beside him. In mid-air, as Naruto drive his kick straight into Neji's stomach, as that knocked him over. But Naruto wasn't done there as he delivered a brutal kick to the side of Neji's head. He then did a spinning kick and kicked Neji right under his chin as that launched him straight out of the swamp. As Neji smashed into the ground, He has gotten a lot stronger, Neji thought, as he was lying on the ground. This fight is over, Naruto said as he landed, as the orange chakra dispersed from around him. I can withstand your strikes, and since I can reopen my chakra points, I can keep you from activating your absolute defense. Just give up before I hurt you more, Naruto said. This fight isn't over, Neji said, as he stumbled towards Naruto. Naruto shook his head as he easily dodged Neji. You should know when to give up. You're fighting despite being totally outclassed and already injured. If this was a real fight, it would cost you dearly. These exams about proving your tuning material, Naruto said, as he then punched Neji straight in the face. Neji collapsed on the ground on his back in pain as Naruto continued. By continuing to fight, it just shows that you're not ready for prime time. So give up, Naruto said as he pulled back his fist as he drove it into Neji's stomach. The ground cracked under Neji as he coughed up blood. Genma, seeing enough, he came over as he decided to call the fight. Winner of the match, Senju Naruto, he said, as everyone erupted in cheers as Naruto waved to the crowd. I should have known that you were fated to win. You're a Senju after all, said Neji weakly. I'm sick of this fate stuff, Naruto said. I am not great because I'm only blessed with natural talent. I have worked hard to get where I've gotten, and honestly, I would rather be in the same class as Lee, because he's not a coward like you. He doesn't give in to his fate just because he can only use taijutsu. He never gave in to his fate. He knew that he was going to be a great ninja. That is what he strived for. Look at him now. You, however, you're a great ninja. You're blessed with incredible talent. You're the prodigy of the Hyuga clan. But yet, you cannot fly and show your true potential because of your weak-ass views of the world. As Genma walked over as Naruto walked away, when captured birds grew wiser, they tried to open the cage with their beaks. They don't want to give up because they want to fly again, Genma said, as he turned and saw Naruto, as Neji also looked up to see Naruto blowing kisses to the crowd. Meanwhile, in the Kage's box, as the Kazekage was sitting next to the Hokage, seemed like you have two powerful genins there, Hiruzen-dano. Especially that Senju boy, quite powerful without even using his Bijou chakra, said the Kazekage. Indeed, Naruto-kun is. I believe he shows skills worthy of a Chunin. And even though Neji is a strong ninja, I cannot see him getting the nod for a Chunin, said Hiruzen as he watched Naruto exit into the tunnel. True, very true. But let us watch the next match, shall we, said the Kazekage, as Hiruzen nodded. 5 minutes later, as the crowd calmed down. Now, will Kankuro and Gaara come down? I forfeit, Proctor, said Kankuro, as he received boos for his announcement. Okay, winner by forfeit, Gaara, said Genma as he just went to the next match on his list. Match 3. Will Shino and Uchiha Sasuke made their way down. Shino and Sasuke made their way down. On the way down, Sasuke saw Naruto. Jinchuriki, Sasuke said, looking towards Naruto. Something like that, Naruto said. Shino nodded to Naruto, but he continued to walk, let the two friends speak. Sasuke stared at Naruto for a few seconds before he spoke, as a smirk came on his face. I am still gonna beat you. Having that power won't save you from my onslaught. Naruto smiled slightly. We will see. I still dance better than you, he said. Sasuke said as the both of them shared a fist bump as they smiled. Nice of you to turn your back to me while you're doing hand signs, so I didn't get to copy any of them to my arsenal. Naruto laughed. See you in the finals, he said. Of course. You better be ready, Sasuke said, as he went down as Naruto went up. As Naruto made his way to the finalist box, as he saw the other finalists was staring at him, as Naruto tried to look away from their gaze until Shikamaru smiled at him. Troublesome. Of course you would have something like that. Don't worry, you're still Naruto. Being a Jinchuriki won't change that fact, said Shikamaru. Hearing that, Naruto simply smiled. Back in the arena, are you bored with Genma asked, as both boys nodded, as Genma then flashed away after beginning the match. Sasuke had to jump back rather quickly to evade the bugs flying out from Shino's sleeve. As Sasuke dodged a group of bugs once more, he had enough as he speed through hand sign. Fire style. Fireball jutsu, he said, as he sent a huge fireball to impact with Shino bugs. However, Sasuke's eyes went wide as he saw Shino's bugs took the fireball and not burn to death. As Shino then spoke, "Sasuke, do you really believe I wouldn't prepare for your jutsu? These bugs are fire resistant and such. Your fire jutsu is useless against them," said Shino, as he sent another wave of bugs towards Sasuke. "Of course you would find bugs like that. Now I need to find the real Shino," Sasuke thought. "The one before me is a clone because genjutsu doesn't work on him." As Sasuke dodged another wave of bugs, as he needed to find the real Shino. I'll get rid of everything then," he said, as he went through hand signs, fire style, Phoenix Sage Fire Annihilation. As Sasuke unleashed of volleyballs of fire, it was almost like 12 large fireballs combined together as they smashed into the trees, tearing everything apart. As the raging fire blazed through the trees, burning everything. The real Shino came flying out of the forest to dodge Sasuke's jutsu. "I didn't think that he had a jutsu of that skill," Shino said, as he landed away from the blazing fire behind him. As Shino turned back around, Sasuke was already upon him, as he smashed a fist in Shino's face that sent Shino skidded back. Shino then looked up as he saw Sasuke in a stance that was identical to Rock Lee's. "I am not that good at taijutsu. He will defeat me in hand-to-hand combat. I need to keep my way," Shino thought, as the flames behind him started to die down slightly. As Shino released another barrage of bugs towards Sasuke, as the bugs flew at Sasuke in a spiral motion. As Shino's bugs overcome Sasuke as they were gathering around him. "It's over," Shino said as he was about to make his bugs absorb Sasuke's chakra. He then realized something. "Genjutsu. Kai," he said as he breathed the genjutsu, as the Sasuke in front of him disappeared in thin air. But the moment he tilted his head downwards, a kick connected with his chin that knocked him straight up into the air. While airborne, Sasuke appeared behind Shino using the shadow of the dancing leaf. "It's over," Sasuke said as he planted several kicks into Shino's body that sent him crashing down to the ground. Just before Shino hit the ground, Sasuke planted another kick in his midsection. "Lion's Barrage," Sasuke said, as Shino smashed into the ground, as his bugs seeped back into his body to help with the damage control. Genma walked over after seeing that Shino was unable to fight. "Sasuke Uchiha is the winner of this match," he said, as the crowd erupted into cheers. Arena floor 5 minutes later, after the crowd settled down and the fire was fully put out, Genma called the next match. Match 4 of the finals, with Shikamaru, Nara and Temari made their way down, as Temari came down, as Shikamaru tried to stay but Naruto pushed him over the railing. After a few moments, Sasuke came into the box as he smirked at Naruto. "Since you did improve over the month break, finally got that jutsu down, did you, Sasuke?" Naruto said. "There is more than where that came from. Just you wait, I am ready to fight you," Sasuke said. "Even with your orange chakra," Sasuke said, as they looked on another match. The match was pretty boring as Temari just kept on swinging her fan at Shikamaru, who kept on hiding. The fight didn't get entertained until the end, where Shikamaru pulled out a plan to capture Temari as he had her trapped with his shadow. Back in the arena floor, he planned all of this out. "What the hell is he?" Temari thought, as she closed her eyes knowing that it was over. "I forfeit," said Shikamaru. "What?" Temari said. Even Ino shouted in the stands. "I am done. All those times I used my jutsu, it made me run out of chakra. I can probably owe you for another 10 seconds. And if I did win, I had to face someone as troublesome as Sasuke Uchiha, who know exactly how to beat me as he did in the academy. There would be no point in me continuing in this tournament. I'm done," he said, as his shadow did dissipate after 10 seconds. As Genma slightly chuckled, "That's Nara members for you." "Winner, Temari!" The crowd booed Shikamaru for his forfeit, as he basically just won. "In the finalist box, lazy ass," said Sasuke, as Naruto chuckled. "True that, but he did display enough to be a chunin. That is what we're here for anyway. Shikamaru can care less about being the winner." "True," Sasuke said, "but he basically just said he was scared of me. It seems like people already fear the name Sasuke Uchiha." "Right, anyhow, it's time for me to face Gaara. Don't let your jaw hang low when you see me beat the crap out of him," Naruto said, as he sunshined away. Back in the Kage's box, seems like you might have 4 new chunins, Hokage Dano. Impressive. That boy was very smart. until he quit though, said the Kazekage. How right you are. Those four have shown incredible skills to become Chunin. It seems it's time for your son to fight, finally, said Sarutobi. Yes, this is a match I want to see. Naruto versus my Gaara, said the Kazekage. Hopefully Gaara killed that boy before he's defeated. Just because Naruto can use his Biju Chakra doesn't mean he can stop a Jinchuriki who can go farther in their transformation, thought the Kazekage. About 5 minutes later, on the arena floor, as Gaara was staring directly at Naruto, and Naruto simply stared back at him. It's time for the 5th match of the Chunin exams. Gaara versus Senju Naruto. As soon as Genma started the match, Gaara's sand seeped out of his gourd. Mother wants your blood, he said. Yeah, right, Naruto said. So, come and get it for her, he said. Well then, I'll come for you, Naruto says. He dashed forward as he did a spinning kick, but his leg was blocked by Gaara's sand. He then flipped back as he had to move out of the way as Gaara's sand tried to crush him into pieces as he kept on chasing him. As Gaara just stood there with his arms crossed and sent his sand after Naruto, until Naruto turned and ran directly into the sand. As Gaara brought it down as he hit down hard as it smashed into the ground. But Naruto reappeared in front of Gaara as he used his Shanshin, as he delivered a brutal punch straight into Gaara's face that sent Gaara sailing backwards. In the stands, "Go Naruto!" came a voice from the new arrival. Lee, said Sakura, as he was hopping on his crutches. Hello Sakura-chan, nice to see you, said Lee, as he watched Gaara slowly get up. Naruto knows that Taijutsu won't beat him. I used 5 gates and it still wasn't enough, Lee thought. As Kakashi looked on, I wonder what Naruto will do to get past the defense. In the Kage's box, that boy is pretty fast. The way he just appeared with his golden blonde hair, it reminds you of the 4th Hokage, doesn't it? Then he's a Jinchuriki who hails from the Senju clan. He could be a powerful asset one day. The Kazekage says he looked at the fight. Orochimaru, do you really think I'm senile? It is quite obvious that is you, but I shall go back in front with you to see what you're planning, thought Hiruzen. How true you are, Hiruzen said, though I believe he has more in store for us. Huh? You saying that you're something more special to him than being the Kyuubi Jinchuriki? Asked Kazekage. Hiruzen only smiled as he returned attention to the fight. Back on the arena floor, Gaara stood up as a cracked armor on his cheek repaired itself. Glad to see you fix your makeup, Naruto said as Gaara sent another wave of sand. Not this again, Naruto thought as he dodged. Punching him a million times won't help. Rock Lee is proof of that. Let's just go with plan A then. Naruto then pulled out a scroll as he slammed both of his hands on it. Water style. Torrent, he thought. From the scroll under Naruto's foot, a huge amount of water came blasting out of it as it fired towards Gaara. Gaara's wave of sand immediately rushed to face off against the water. The water and sand crashed against each other for a good minute. As the water died down, as Gaara's sand became rather muddy from Naruto's water, as he sent it towards Naruto, and it was moving slower than before, and sloppy. Gotcha, Naruto said, as he took off towards Gaara again. As Naruto vanished in a Shanshin again, as he appeared in front of Gaara and brought up his leg, as he delivered a brutal kick under Gaara's chin. But this time before Gaara could fly away, Naruto grabbed his leg. Naruto spun Gaara around as he then hurled him to the sky. As Gaara was flying in the air, Naruto slammed his hands together and prepared another jutsu. Water style, water bullet technique, as he fired off a powerful water bullet towards Gaara. Naruto water ball smashed into Gaara as his now heavier sand couldn't get there fast enough to defend against it. In the Kage's box, damn that boy. Gaara's sand is absorbing too much water, making it harder for him to move around. That boy's gonna pick him apart. Seeded Orochimaru, but a smile then came on his face. Perfect, if Gaara loses it, he will transform even quicker, and then the invasion will take place. Seems Naruto is doing quite well, said Hiruzen. Yes, it does seem that way. Using water to weigh down Gaara's sand is genius, but it will take more than that to defeat Gaara, said Orochimaru. Naruto better put him down now, before he activates his Biju power, because Naruto might have to activate his Mokiton to put him down, Hiruzen thought, as he watched the match. In the audience, Kakashi, what the hell did you feed those Genins of yours? said Asuma as he placed a cigarette in his mouth. He had seen Sasuke fight as well, and both of them seemed unreal. Well, nothing really, I just gave him a few pointers here and there, but for the most part that is all them. Hiba snorted. I bet he gave them steroids. Sakura is a medic, right? I bet she shoved a needle in their But he was smacked by Sakura in the head before he could finish. Shut up, dog boy, she said as she calmed down. She then returned back to Naruto. Meanwhile, as Naruto was firing off his water bullet, he put his hand in the ram seal. Rock clone technique, Naruto says, 2 rock clones rose from the ground beside him. The clones then vanished in a Shanshin. Meanwhile, Gaara was soaking wet as he hung in the air after Naruto jutsu. What makes him so strong, Gaara thought. Is it because he's a Jinchuriki? As his sand was rushing towards him at a slow pace. Gaara's sand was too slow as both clones grabbed onto him first, as he gave him a bear hug. This is gonna hurt, said Naruto as he channeled some chakra. Boom! Both clones exploded in mid-air, as a smoking figure came plummeting to the ground. Meanwhile, Sasuke smirked as he saw Naruto's attack. Nice combo, but I cannot forget about my part in this, Sasuke thought as he looked at Temari. Temari and Kankuro were beyond shocked to see Gaara get taken apart so easily. Gaara! Shouted Temari. Did he kill him? She wondered, as she was worried. Gaara, thought Kankuro. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't face Naruto. I'd rather face you, Sasuke, said Shikamaru. As Sasuke scoffed. Well, Naruto didn't hear that. He still feared the Uchiha name, Sasuke said to himself. Back to the fight. Naruto walked over to Gaara, who was lying down in the grass. Upon reaching it, he realized something was wrong. Replacement, Naruto says. He spun around to face the real Gaara, who left his sand armor behind. Gaara was standing on the opposite side of the stadium, with his hand in the tiger seal. He had a few singe marks on his clothes, but other than that he was fine. Seems he replaced himself at the last second on the sand armor. Thought Naruto as he saw Gaara covering himself in a sand dome. As the sand dome was closing up, Naruto flicked his wrist, as he grabbed a kunai, the explosive tag, and channeled some chakra into it as he thrust it forward. As it hit right into the sand dome. Boom! As the smoke cleared, Naruto sighed, as he didn't accomplish anything. Naruto then looked up to see an eyeball created from sand appear in mid-air. Seems that sand is dense than previous sand. It won't be taken down by some water or explosion that easily. That eye is probably there to watch me so you can see outside the dome. Naruto, said Kurama. That's the opening phase of Shikaku Biju transformation. You won't get through it with defensive power, but there is another way. After getting the plan from Kurama, Naruto slapped his hands together, as red chakra surrounded his entire body with one tail behind him. Here I come, Gaara, Naruto said. Wind style, great breakthrough, Naruto said, as he channeled Kurama's chakra into the jutsu. A mighty gust of wind ripped towards Gaara, picking up dust and debris on the way, as the people in the stadium could not see clearly. Gaara's sand held up powerful against the winds, as it did not even seem to be phased. But Naruto was gone after the wind vanished. The people scanned around for Naruto, but it was like he vanished without a trace. After a minute of nothing, Gaara came sailing out of his own sand dome, with a bloody wound on his chest. As the dome crumbled apart, Naruto could be seen his arm outstretched with claws on them, as he took on some of the Kyuubi's appearance. As the cloak vanished from around him, as there was blood on his hands, Earth style, hiding in mold technique, Naruto said. God love it. That don't protect you from everywhere, besides down, Naruto said. What is this warm liquid, Gaara says he touched his chest. It is blood. My blood, he shouted. As he started to stand up, as he was standing, the gort on his back started to surround his upper body, the sand. As the gort merged with him completely, as Gaara's torso was covered with sand. He also had a large claw hand appeared over his left arm. Prove my existence, Naruto, Gaara said, as he leaped at Naruto with his claw hands stretched out. So that's the Ichiban, Naruto said, as he watched Gaara approach him. In the audience, another Jinchuriki? A civilian said. Oh no, Senju-sama is out there with him, said another civilian. Don't worry, Naruto Biju is stronger. He will have no trouble against him, said a Konoha Chunin, as the people start to calm down slightly. Yeah, right. However, Naruto has only shown a one-tailed Jinchuriki state. If he cannot access more than that, then Gaara will win, Guy thought, as he looked at Kakashi. Why is he so calm, Guy wondered. Is Genin in trouble? An Anvu was standing behind Kakashi and Guy. This Anvu was not a real one though, he was Kabuto in disguise. The boy. He's transforming here? This could be trouble. But why doesn't Orochimaru want me to give the signal? He thought. As he was eyeing the Kage's box waiting. As Baki was thinking the same thing. Gaara has transformed already. This isn't good. But I haven't seen the signal. What the hell are we waiting for? In the finalist box. Of course that guy's at Jinchuriki too, Shikamaru said, as he watched the fight. Sasuke, are you one as well? Like I would need that power, Sasuke said in an arrogant tone, as he continued to watch the fight with his Sharingan on. I wonder what Naruto is going to do, Sasuke thought as he watched the fight. Back in the arena, after punching Gaara a few times, Naruto kicked him violently into the wall of the roundhouse as he spread out in it. Gaara exploded out of the cracked wall, but Naruto had a bored look on his face, and that made Gaara angry. Just like everyone else. Stop ignoring me, Gaara shouted as his sand covered him, straight down to his ankles. Is that what Shikaku looks like, Naruto asked as he watched Gaara. More or less, he's basically in a one-tail state. As a tail came behind Gaara, as several mouths opened on Gaara's sand, all over his body, wing style, infinite sand cloud. Great breakthrough, he said. Naruto slammed his hand on the ground. Earth style, mud wall, he said as a giant mud wall came up, blocking the sandstorm. It's a shame. Gaara's eyes slightly opened wide as Naruto was behind him. The moment he turned, Naruto slammed his fist into Gaara's face. He then did a powerful uppercut, as he then appeared above Gaara and drive his knee down into Gaara's stomach. But he didn't stop there, he grabbed onto Gaara's tail and thrust him around, as Gaara was sent skidding off the ground. As Naruto leaped down and grabbed Gaara's tail again, and thrust him into the wall with a boom. You had a defense that only the fastest could bypass, and only the strongest could breach, and you traded for this. How pitiful. Raw power only beat finesse in great qualities, and you don't have enough of it, Naruto said. Gaara looked at Naruto in pain. Why is he so strong? I have not even touched him once. What makes him so strong? Gaara screamed in his mind as his anger started to rise even more. I won't let you erase my existence, Gaara shouted as he started to channel more of Shikaku's power within him. As Naruto noticed a chakra spike and realized what Gaara was planning, Naruto slammed his hands together as he started to channel his chakra, as the wall started to crack and the ground under him exploded from his chakra output. As Kurama knew that Gaara was about to go full Bichu mode, and Naruto knew as well, when he saw Naruto place his hand in those seals, he wondered, Naruto, are you about to? Yes, Kurama. If he transforms, he's gonna hurt the civilians. It has to be done now before he get too difficult to be put down. In the Kage's box, Gaara is transforming, splendid. Maybe he will kill that boy so I can get rid of him. Thought Orochimaru till he felt and saw Naruto's chakra. How is this possible? His chakra is so potent. At that age, I don't even feel the Kyuubi chakra at all. What is this feeling? No! This can't be! As Hiruzen smiled, Naruto-kun is about to shock the world. Meanwhile, Gaara was about to release Shikaku until huge branches shot from the ground wrapped around his arms and his legs as they bring him inside of a huge circle. The circle was being created by merging wood propellers with spikes pointing towards him. Gaara felt his chakra stop building as he was wondering what was going on as he struggled against the wood binds. As Gaara was trying to break free, he noticed Naruto standing in front of him. As Gaara looked up to see Naruto vanish and appear right in front of him and place a palm on his forehead. I can't let you hurt the people in the stadium, Naruto said in a rather serious tone. 10th Edict of Enlightenment, Naruto said, as Gaara started to scream out as the people in the stadium watched as Naruto was doing something to Gaara, and not to mention the wood release. I was once told that true power comes to you when you want to protect the people you love, the people that are precious to you. This village is precious to me, so I will protect it no matter what. As the sand around Gaara dispersed and moved back into his gourd, Gaara stopped screaming as he passed out. It took a full minute of suppressing the Ichibai, but Naruto smiled. It's over, he said, as Genma lost the senbon that was in his mouth. What the hell is this kid? In the audience, the crowd was still quiet over watching what Naruto just did. You got to be goddamn kidding me, Kiba shouted, What the hell can Naruto not do? As the crowd just gaped at Naruto's display. As Sakura found her voice. Naruto has the same ability as the 4th Hokage? Mokitan, Asuma said, as his cigarette dropped from his mouth. At that announcement, Ino looked up as she realized something. That is why Naruto loved coming to our shop. He's connected to nature. That is why the flowers always look better when he was around, she thought. How can this be possible? Asked Kurenai. Guy looked towards Kakashi as he spoke. That is why you were never worried. You knew that he could do that. Kakashi only eyes smiled. Though, he does paint a huge target on himself. But he had to stop Gaara from hurting the citizens, so it's justified, thought Kakashi. Meanwhile, Orochimaru was just shocked at what Naruto just did. He has the Mokitan. That is what the monkey was saying about him, having something special than the Kyuubi. He can literally tame it. That boy, no, he's too powerful. I'll have to kill him, Orochimaru thought, as he couldn't hide his shock. But he calmed down as quick as he could. With Gaara out of the picture now, a big part of my invasion is ruined. It doesn't matter. I came here to kill Sarutobi, and that is what I'll do. The invasion is still going to go on. Orochimaru was about to signal for Kabuto to start the invasion as Hiruzen spoke to him. Seems the will of fire that Hashirama preached about really inherit itself in Naruto, Hiruzen said. Indeed it does, Orochimaru said, but revealing that power makes him a true target. Hiruzen simply nodded. But I have the faith in Naruto that he can handle it. I have all the faith in him, Hiruzen said. Back at the arena floor, Gaara lay motionless at Naruto's feet as the wood from Naruto Jutsu moved back into the ground. Genma-san, Naruto said as he waited at Proctor. Oh right, winner, Senju Naruto. As the crowd exploded into cheers, as everyone was screaming out Senju Naruto's name as they were chanting it over and over and over. As Naruto smiled at them all and waved back as he headed to the final box. When Naruto got there, he saw everyone staring at him. You're kidding me, right? No, tell me you're kidding me, Sasuke said. What do you mean, Sasuke? Naruto said in an amused voice. Forget it. I don't believe that happened, so it didn't happen, Sasuke said. I have to get ready for my match anyway. Kankuro looked at his sister. Just forfeit your match. The plan is ruined with Gaara, unconscious. There's no reason to continue. As Genma just announced Sasuke and Temari's fight, as Temari agreed with Kankuro. You're right, there is no need to go against Uchiha. I'll just quit, she said. But Sasuke spoke. Are you about to quit or something, fangirl, he said. You probably are going to quit, just like you're confused. Sister did. As Kankuro clenched his fist, this guy was calling him a girl. As Sasuke smirked, figure that much. I mean, I would quit too if I was facing someone like me. Girls like you are worthless kunoichis anyway. And then you're from that crappy village like the San. Weak girl and crappy village. You'd have no chance against an elite ninja. I'm gonna kick his ass, Temari said, as she swung her fan and blew him straight out of the finalist box. Kankuro just nodded at her as he saw Naruto smiling at him. What are you smiling at? He asked. Well, your sister just fell for it. I have suspicions about things, and Sasuke's gonna help me get the answers. And who better than your sister to answer them, Naruto said, as Kankuro looked at him stunned. They had just fallen for a trap. Kankuro was about to say something, but Naruto chopped him in the back of the neck as he fell down unconscious. Good night, Naruto said. At the arena floor, after being blown out of the finalist box, Sasuke flipped in the air as he landed gracefully. Temari ride her fan down as she still looked angry and pissed off. As Genma walked up, both of you ready? He asked. A nod from Sasuke and a slam of her fan as Genma called the match to begin. Temari didn't waste any time as she swung her fan straight towards Sasuke. Sasuke got struck by the wind as he flew back as he slammed into the wall, but the moment he did, he switched to the log. Where did he get that log? He torched the entire forest, Temari thought, as she looked around. She then jumped out of the way as several kunai and shuriken flipped past her. As she turned to see Sasuke smirking. You arrogant piece of shit, she shouted as she sent another gust towards him. As Sasuke looked amused by the wind, Sasuke speed through hand sign, fire style, fireball jutsu, he said, as the fire slammed into Temari's wind. But Sasuke fire merged with the wind as the fire got more intense as Sasuke blew more flames as it then pushed towards Temari. As Temari, only thing she could do was slam her fan into the ground and hide behind it as the fire engulfed her. Eventually, the fire cooled down and Temari was still hiding behind her fan as it fell down to the ground. It was burning in several places and it was too hot to the touch. It was useless to her now. As Temari was looking at her fan, Sasuke's hand came out of nowhere as he tried to jab her right in the face, but she tilted her head. But he smirked as he grabbed the back of her head as the both of them were staring directly into each other's eyes. The moment she looked into his eyes, she found herself pinned down with a lot of stakes. "Welcome," Sasuke said as he materialized right in front of Temari. "Now you're going to tell me about your plan to attack Konoha." Temari's eyes bulged out as she heard what Sasuke just said. "It all makes sense, that is why he egged me on to fight, so he can find out about the invasion," she thought. But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn the bell notifications they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends to your social media platform. Stay in tune for What If Naruto was sent to the Marvel world. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was banished and gathered all the Jinchurikis. And over on Anime King, I post a new episode of What If Naruto was from the two greatest clans. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy, guys. Thank you for all your help and your support, and yeah, I'm off now. See you guys soon. Peace.